And welcome in to Grand Cross Wednesday, otherwise known as Hump Day. Well, we are halfway through the week, and we have, for the first time in a long time, a Grand Cross. So we got a lot to talk about today. Bunch of aspects up in the sky overhead for February 12th. Hi, Thomas Miller. Thanks for joining us. Let's get started. I don't know when the last time a Grand Cross appeared, but we have one today, and it involves the nodes of the moon. What is a Grand Cross? And since we haven't talked about one in a while, it's when there are simply 4 points in the chart that are joined by squares. Now, that would, if you're thinking ahead of me here a little bit, you would think, well, that means some tense aspect in the chart? Yes, that would be right. Because you kind of have this, think of it like a frame in the chart, if you will, of tense aspects. Now, what's interesting about this one is it is caused mostly by the moon and the nodes. So the moon is still in Libra. It moved in there last night at 6:30 Eastern Time. It is in Libra all through today, all through tomorrow. It leaves and goes into Scorpio at 7:37 p.m. tomorrow night. Those are both Eastern times. Okay, so as we're looking at the moon's position in Libra mid-morning, early morning this morning, I'm looking at about 8 o'clock Eastern Time. It's at 8 degrees Libra. The nodes, the north and south nodes of the moon, are at 7 degrees Capricorn and Cancer. So there's a square, right? Because let's think about it. Let's go in zodiacal order from Cancer, where the north node is. What's next? Little quiz here, little astrology quiz. Cancer, Leo, right? What's after Leo? Virgo, and then Libra. So see, there's 3, 6, 9, 90 degrees. And coming around the other way from Libra, next, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn. See, there's your 1, 2, 3. I always do these reports with my chart in whole sign because we don't talk about houses. Why? Because the houses change so often, about every couple of two and a half hours through the day. So, that I'm looking at a moon in the 9th house only applies for a very short window of the day, and you might be listening to this all through the day. So I don't focus on the houses, but I do keep my chart in whole signs simply because it's so much easier to see these aspects and how one relates to the other. So I can very easily see the axis line, north node, south node, 1, 2, 3 houses, there's the moon. It's what's on the other side of this Grand Cross that is interesting. Chiron and Venus are basically conjunct in Aries. Chiron is at 3 degrees, Venus is at 5 degrees. So the moon is opposite Chiron Venus, and Chiron Venus square north and south nodes of the moon. So there's your Grand Cross. So not only do you have 4 squares, so let's just put them all in order here. Moon is square the south node is square Chiron and Venus. Chiron and Venus is square the north node, which is square the moon. But you have 2 oppositions always in a Grand Cross. So the north and south nodes of the moon are always opposite, but this time the sun is opposite Chiron Venus. Now, there's a big theme in this Grand Cross, north and south node and Chiron. Folks, we are dealing with our past today. I'm thinking, welcome to the future. It looks just like the past. It's like that's kind of the impression that I get today is like today could be a day when some stuff fires off. And I think it could be triggered, actually, by the Chiron-Venus conjunction in Aries. That, to me, just looks like a tripwire for anything that could be festering in your soul. Does that make sense? It's almost like if you get a splinter in your finger and your body mobilizes around it, obviously you get a little, infection, you get a little pus around it as the body starts to protect that skin from the invader, and then your body wants to extract it. So a lot of times, if you just get a little sticker in your finger, your body will automatically just eject it. That's what I'm seeing here. It's almost like Venus and Chiron are acting like white blood cells to say, let's get this out. I guess I could use the analogy of an upset stomach, but let's don't do that so early in the morning. You know what I mean? It's like your body wants to just get the problem up and out and over with, right? Problem solved. I guess I could personalize this because I'm going through that relative to one particular area of my life right now that I've just been letting sit. And it's happened as Venus has come through Aries here and crossed over Chiron, and now we've formed up this grand cross. I can kind of see it, that it's been building leading up to this. What I'm personally doing, as I've mentioned, is just holding the space of this and observing and working through it and letting what comes up come up. And it's been a really amazing cleansing of a really deep soul-based subconscious area. Now, let me just throw another element on this real quick, because I have my North Node and South Node are in Aries and Libra. South Node is in Aries, North Node is in Libra. So I'm pretty familiar with this axis. What we also are moving from is Aries, fiery, warrior energy. That's where Chiron and Venus are. So that's where the tripwire is. So we're moving from aggression. We're moving from warrior. We're moving from fire. We're moving from aggression to Libra, harmony, balance, love. Also, we're moving from independence because the warrior is an independent entity. Libra is all about others. I've said if you want to know the person with the biggest Rolodex in the astrological chart, go find the Libras. They are connectors. So this is also about moving from yourself and just stepping into the space of others. And I would take that energy and play with it today. How can you move from yourself and from wounds that you just might be a little bit self-absorbed, like this is all about me, and move into the world of others? That's the energy you have with this special Grand Cross on February 12th, 2020. Thanks for listening. Hope that works for you. Have a great one. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. We'll take advantage.